we've made it perfectly clear that strength of schedule will be a factor. And I know people can't do anything about a conference schedule. We all understand that. But there's an intent in the non-conference that can be addressed.
Barry Alvarez, the former coach here, now the athletic director and a member of that 13 men and women that are on the selection committee for the inaugural college football playoff. It'll be coming your way on New Year's Day with a pair of semifinals leading up to the national championship game. And Joey, you had a chance yesterday to interview Barry Alvarez and pick his brain a little bit about what he thinks is important and what the differences are even amongst the committee members about what they all think is of the utmost importance.
Yeah, and thank you to Coach Alvarez, number one, for letting us get in there and have a chance to talk to him. And the information that he gave was outstanding, you know, just from a standpoint of just the method, the knowledge of what is he thinking, what is the committee thinking. And then he gave me a chance to let him know what I was thinking, Beth. And I don't know that mattered, but it was a great time to sit down with a guy that is doing it every single week and dealing with this information, having to process it, and then what comes out.
He, of course, would have to recuse himself anytime that Wisconsin came up. Just about everybody on the committee will have to recuse themselves at one point. What do you think is of the utmost importance, and how similar was it to Alvarez?
And I'm glad that you care, Beth. I think that strength of schedule is extremely important. You know, and who you play, you know, who you go against. A lot of teams will schedule these games and put up these terrific stats. I want to know, when you play against somebody good, what do you do? I think how you play home versus on the road. I think that how you look on every single game when we sit down and study you and look at you, what does your team look like? Not necessarily the eyeball test that everyone talked about. To me, it's called tapeability. It is, you know, when you try to visualize these teams playing one another, who do you take? Who do you think will win? I think, and ultimately, and I ran this one past Coach Alvarez also, I think that it should be conference champions.
What does he think about that?
Well, he told me that is something that they have discussed.
Okay.
They hadn't quite decided to listen to me just yet, but that is something that is discussed. It's on the table, and there are no clear-cut rules to this thing. That's something that they'll consider moving forward.
We've already heard, well, one coach in particular, Mark D'Antonio, thinks that it should be a conference champion, and others agree with that. High punt down to the 40-yard line. Set to be returned by Bentley. Still on his feet. Bentley getting a couple of nice blocks down to the 29-yard line. Will set up the Illini in good position with 8:51 to go. 46 yards on the punt, 31 yards on the return.
First down, Illinois.
And as we head to the commercial, a little more from Coach Alvarez.
Our job is to find and provide the 4 best teams and get it right. It's not about making sure everyone's represented.
When I heard